Hello everybody. Řeknu ještě jednu větu v češtině. Já jsem si to dneska chtěl dělat trošku složitější a budu připínat do angličtiny. Všechny vás tady vítám. Welcome everybody. Before we start, I would love to ask you if you ever heard of term end of software. It was in past, 20 years ago. Nobody. So you never heard of the term end of software. My name is Radek Novotny. I'm CEO of company Superface. My passion is new technologies. Always was. I studied computer science. I wanted to be a programmer. That's my father. He's actually sitting here. And I soon realized that all of my colleagues are better at programming than me, so that I should focus on my ideas and my vision. But staying with the technologies, looking forward, and try to put those future black boxes all together. I built a few companies, so you can think of me as a serial entrepreneur. I'm still thinking of myself as a beginner of everything, but with big passion I'm putting into it, and I'm putting all the energy to see how the future looks like. Superface is my second startup. The first one, called MyStay, we were in hospitality, and our business model were blocked by API integrations. And that was the day when I met, this beautiful guy here on the left, Zdenek Ziněmec. You technicians, some of you may heard of him. He's one of the world famous API expert. Guys started a startup called API, which was acquired by Oracle a few years ago. And we were thinking, hey, like, it's all the same with APIs, it's all the same with integrations, all the same with the systems. If I want to do this, I need to hire people to connect my system to another. And we were dreaming about the world who wants to have some type of maybe Siri on our smartphone, which we can use not just for personal purposes, but also to use it for business tasks. And we were discussing a lot, having a couple of beers and doing all those magic in our minds and brainstorming. And we were thinking, hey, to be able to connect and give the capabilities to Siri, to one interface, which can solve some task for us, we need to connect quite a lot of systems. And if you're familiar with what API stands for, the P letter in the middle is programmable, meaning people need to do the job to connect systems. And we had some crazy ideas, and I'm thinking, hey, let's create something new. Let's create a super interface which can connect to those systems, giving the capabilities of those systems to one interface, to future interface, and see what will happen. And we hired a lot of beautiful people, beautiful colleagues, and we started a few years ago Superface. Actually, now it's first time where I will present it. Actually, we raised a couple of million euros and spent on the infrastructure and technology. Now it's a good time to announce that Superface has been invested by VP of Google, and we are going to United States. You are thinking, okay, now I know what Superface stands for. You have beautiful faces, so Superfaces. It actually stands for super interfaces. We are world pioneer in AI connectivity. We are now piloting with autonomous AI agents. I will talk about it later. And we are building the infrastructure for AI agents. Today I prepared some explosive topics. Is it the end of software as we know it? Let's look at future of AI in the business. Let's talk about autonomous agents. Let's see how Superface in this stage solve some sales tasks. And at the end, if you wait, I will show you and offer you a special initial deal. So, the end of software. It's year 2000, and there were some riots on the streets in San Francisco. People were holding these posts, claiming we want to have cloud, allow cloud systems to arrive, and let's end of software as we know it. It was 2000, and this was made by Salesforce. So Salesforce was a pretty young company, and they said, hey, on this post, they said, hey, we want end of the software. And the analogy was that the traditional software is this airplane with 3 wings And the new fighter, actually here, F-22, is coming, and it will shoot down this old school one. And Mark Benioff was very successful, actually, with this story and create software as a service, as we know it these days. And I was thinking, let's look at the image, let's look at the pose, and let's try to compare those fighters with systems. So this three-wing fighter, it's human in full control. Usually the pilot, he also needs to understand the engineering of how the fighter works. He needs to look at the motor. He needs to know everything to fly that machine, right? If we compare it to software, we need to understand everything which we installed locally. We are using local computer powers. We are asking local administrators to build those tools. And the pricing model was there per license. So Salesforce say, hey, no, actually my father is a representative of that age, and he was building those three wings aircraft. So he's over there. You can ask him how was the situation in 1990 something, building software, selling this. So in 2000, actually, F-22 come with computer flies, meaning that the operator, that the pilot is somehow not controlling the full system, but he's asking software to help him to fly with the airplane. We are talking about cloud installations. We are talking about cloud computing. There are cloud admins. Suddenly, you don't need to know everything about the software. It's everything in one space. It's cloud, right? Everything was connected right away with APIs integrations. So we have a lot of systems connected to each other, understanding each other. And there is a new software as a service pricing model. So new type of business was allowed by cloud computing. So did Salesforce bring the end of software? No, right? We still are using applications, we are using systems, softwares, but they achieved a lot, for sure. How can the future looks like? And that's pretty obvious. For now, if you're living with new technologies, still there is a pilot in that airplane, sixth generation. But he is not a pilot anymore. He's more like operator of that flying engine, of that flying computer, of that flying AI. This fighter has a lot of autonomous AI agents helping him to achieve some task. And the task is not, he has different tasks. His task is to go from point A to point B and do something, right? His task is not anymore like use the joystick and try to navigate himself, So the user of the software is more like the operator of the airplane. He is interacting with only few interfaces. He can talk to his fighter, and he can say, hey, I want to go faster. And the airplane will do it. It's a feature of newly built airplanes. These airplanes around, these are fully automated, fully autonomous automated airplanes, meaning they are deciding on their behalf, on their perception of the environment, what they will do. So they have also environment perception. They can ask the pilot, should I do this or that? Or they will decide itself. Right? That's maybe even crazy. So what changed since 2000? We have smartphones, we have web apps, we have many web apps, we have many applications installed there. We have a lot of login and passwords to step in. We have lots of cloud instances that do the beautiful computing for us. But one thing happened, and it was a major impact of how we will do the business with AI. And that's this elephant in the room. The first L, I draw it because the ChatGPT didn't allow me to put two L's, so sorry for that. But this brings something that was not possible before. There is a system which understands human language, which understands us. But business people, please, AI is not just ChatGPT. I know you. I was talking with a lot of you. And for you, AI means I'm talking with ChatGPT system, and it replies me, it understands me, it creates beautiful text, but it's not end. This is not the end. It's just the beginning. Systems understanding me, you, what to do. And I would love to show you at least my opinion what artificial intelligence in the business right now for you. So you might heard of AI assistant, right? It's an assistant, it's like a ChatGPT without connectivity, meaning that there is a system which doesn't have these sensors in your company environment. It's local, it's localized. It works well for the task. It can be connected on the top of some systems, yes. But it's not autonomous in a way. And it will always require you to perform a task. Then we have AI agents. This is going to be more popular or popularized. It's already there. Maybe you don't even know it. Those agents, they are able to perform a task on your behalf. Maybe even you don't know about it. So those are like small tasks hidden on the back, which the AI figure out and run. But these are still small tasks. And autonomous AI agents is there, sometimes to ask you if you want to do some type of job. You can ask it to do some type of job, but sometimes it can decide that it will perform autonomously because it has the sensors and it detects, hey, I see this, I see this, I see this. I saw it before that I need to perform some tasks, so I'll do it. I will run it. So sorry, this is for sure not technical, but for business, it means there is an engine, there is a system which can work on your behalf based on some inputs from the environment. And how the environment looks like. So, you saw the picture, there was just 10 of us, and we are running around 75, 76 software as a services. 10 people, 70 services. We are small. You may work in the big companies. You will have hundreds of these. And then the task is, okay, so now AI agent, now AI, I want to do this and this and this. So how the AI can work for you if it doesn't have the connectivity to the systems? That's the first task. Second, how it understands what to do. Third, you have some processes and you need to compile those processes or put the processes inside the agent to let it understand what to do. So those are quite difficult tasks actually. That's why Superface is here. And there are like many of them which works on your behalf and which users are working with and how they are working with the systems right now. This is crazy. This is the image, of course, it's AI generated, but this is the image, what your users, what do you need to do with computers? You have so many interfaces, so many different colors, so many different workflows. So if you have a task, one task, what do? Each system has different workflow, right? You need to log in there, you need to do this and this, maybe try to remember where's the tab where I need to put this information or this data, or how to retrieve, or what will happen, right? You need to remember this. So we are using our brain quite a lot to understand how to work with software. That's very similar if we want to understand how to fly this F-22. There's so many buttons, there are so many screens which we need to understand. So yeah, for me, these images are like somehow together, and we are living in this world. So if you're working on computers daily, you can think of yourself as a pilot of F-22, and you need to control all of these buttons. But your main goal is not to adjust and use stick to fly with the airplane. Your goal is to go from point A to point B, right? So you know the task. And the task, and all of you, we have all of different tasks, all of different daily tasks. So, like for instance, your task is to prepare for a meeting with Radek Novotny from company Superface. That can be a task because you're a salesperson and you need to understand that person, right? You can spend 30 seconds with this. So how you do it? You put Radek, Superface, Google. First, I will read it. Okay, I know something about you. If you want to do proper job, you will spend a lot of minutes there. You need to go to LinkedIn. You need to understand the company. You need to understand me. You want to look at my companies, which I founded and running. Maybe you have the access to some portals with rich data. In Czech Republic, Merck, BizMachine. Maybe you want to see how my company is performing, right? Do those details, and you will spend 5-10 minutes. And you need to navigate with this user interface, with the web, and with other application, right, to access these data. So maybe the last example, you want to look if we had an opportunity to talk in history, and you want to go to CRM and see, did we talk last time? What was the agenda there? That's can be one example, right? But the task is the goal is prepare me for the meeting. Second, maybe payday is approaching. Maybe you want to check if you have enough Czech currency in your bank account, and if not, maybe you have some euros and you want to convert it, right? It's not a simple job, actually. I'm doing it every month. So I need to, again, log into a bank, log in, check those exchange rates, call there, do this and this. Again, this is every time, and the goal is to just, the payday is approaching, I need to convert the money. Maybe something could do that. Or maybe you're a project manager, so you are going from a meeting to a meeting, and you want to store the data from the notes from the meeting, and you want to store it to a Jira immediately, and not to spend 10-15 minutes in your car or after or at your home and to open another interface with Jira and put it there. Or here, just if I receive your business card right now, I want to scan it. I want to understand who you are. So those are some small, and you have many, you have hundreds, maybe even there will be millions of tasks like these. So you see that if the AI should help us to solve our personal business tasks, we need to redefine how we are working with computers. That's why I bring this topic, one interface, which will end the software. Maybe we are very, very, very close to it, actually. Because why? There is one interface, or they may be one interface, which will understand you. Language large models help us a lot with this. So you can express, I want to do this and this and this and that. But it's not enough, right? So it will understand, but what will happen after? What will happen after is that the interface needs to also understand the systems in your environment. CRM, mail. We are doing it through APIs. So anything connected, anything having the API is ready to serve for the agents. So when it understands you and when it understands the systems, then we can say, hey, there is one interface and it will end traditional software. Meaning you are talking with one interface, for instance, looking like this, and you don't need to open website of this CRM, website of this bank, Excel, this and this. Those will be there for sure. But if you want to solve some type of jobs, you can use one interface and stop remembering how to log in there and how to use it. So this one interface will interact with all of your apps, meaning that you can put quite complex input into it, meaning that I'm after the meeting with somebody, I promise something, somebody need to send, I don't know, NDA, and we discussed that next week on Wednesday we should see. So these are notes which I have usually in my computer, and I want to store them in CRM correctly, checking with duplicity and everything. I want to use calendar to set up the event. I want to maybe send some emails, I don't know. So your tasks, which requires you now to work with those applications. The agent can actually do this. And it can work with anything which has the APIs. Think of any systems, and you have many of them. They have APIs. Connect them to an agent. Agent understands you, understands systems, performs the job. It should work. So we want to get rid of this. And there is another point of view. Like, you heard a lot about robot process automation, Industry 4.0, integration platforms as a service, automation platform, right? Digital transformation. It leads us to only 1% of the automation overall, globally. It stopped somewhere. It stopped because some of the tasks were dedicated for humans, for human understanding, for human judgment. We need to be there. We need to read this and that. And there is no way with the traditional systems like these to go forward. Some of them will try and do it well with language large models connected to automation platforms, etc. It will work for sure. The reason why it's important to start thinking about how we are working with computers of the future is actually, there is a prediction by Gartner, Microsoft, McKinsey, that not just 1%, but 50% of your business tasks will be almost fully automated in next few years, actually. They said 2030. Let's see how we will be fast. So that's why it's important. And then I want to show you how what we did for this, what we did for the vision, how we are bringing up our automation, our AI agent, and we can start talking about the autonomy of the agent, and you will see some examples very soon. Still, it's beta. Let me be frank, like open on this. I consider AI as it is, as a beta. For me, that's just, we are hearing about language large models, new models coming almost every month, and it's bringing new and new technologies. It's growing so fast that you can't stuck with just the one model and say, okay, now it is. Now I have everything what I ever wanted. No, it's coming, and there's more and more and more. It's just the beginning, right? So for me, the AI stage is still in beta. And also our product, actually. So here, okay, maybe can I run it from the beginning? Okay. So here is an example. I'll run it again. So here I ask the agent, hey, prepare me for a meeting with Radek Novotny from Superface into just one interface. And it gives me almost immediately, a lot of information about me. I know what's on the back. We connected the system to LinkedIn, Crunchbase, BizMachine, Merck, Web Search, you can name it, CheckCrunch. We can scrape the website of that company and also see what's the latest news of their blog posts, right? So the agent is doing quite a lot of sourcing, and it's clever. So it puts a lot of data into one place, create a plan, let you understand the plan if you need to confirm it, and then you see the results. If you want to add some additional system, maybe even some local one, or you want to work with another, it's easy to integrate with. That's why we started with integration first. Another example could be, okay, sorry, is it possible for me to, okay. Sorry, the video will start from the middle. I should test it before. So another example is, and you can try, go to our stand. There are awesome guys of Superface. Bring your business card, and you can try it. So let's put this business card into that one interface. Use that ability to let me understand everything about that person, about the company. But also I edit few lines of the task for the agent. I say, hey, also create a person in my LinkedIn, in my CRM, and also send him the email. And from that time, you just put the business card, and it will do all the job. Okay, now it will show. This works really smoothly. I will jump to another example, which is this after meeting. Meaning, I have a lot of information from my sales meeting. I have a lot of sentences which I really need to store it in CRM, and I put it into agent. And I configured the agent so that it understands how to store it there, how to double check that it's not in the CRM already, how to update the fields, check the duplicity, and also how to use my calendar. So try to do this job on your own with your CRM or with your own system, and calculate how many minutes do you spend with it to check everything. Also, it's doing all those searches. So you can start with LinkedIn and web search and with other tools and do all your detailed work properly. At the end, everything in the system correctly. And also, it understands that I promise to set up a meeting next week, so it also uses the calendar and set up correctly the event. I'll just skip this. We have three minutes left. So we started with, we have a horizontal solution. We have an agent which can work with any APIs. But we are a startup. We are starting with one vertical. We decided to go with the sales operations because we believe all of you guys here, especially you are working with CRMs, and we want to help you with those CRMs. We want to save you all the minutes, with working with all those steps and forms and details. Especially sales representatives love that if it's on the smartphone and they can use voice control, meaning they can input their voice and they can say, we were discussing this with this person, I promised this, somebody should send the NDA, somebody I should introduce. So you can use your voice to navigate with Superface, navigate the agent to do the job, and the agent will try to understand you, create a plan, and solve your task. This saves now 15-20 minutes of your task. And this is the future of how we will work with computers. You see, there is nothing mentioned about the brand. I'm sorry, guys, from Pipedrive and others. There is nothing mentioned about the brand of Pipedrive, Salesforce. You don't know what's on the back, but the data is there. You have the access there, right? So this is why there is a new era of how we are working with computers. Because a lot of stuff will happen on the back, which we could not imagine a few years ago, actually, even beginning of this year. To be able to adjust, okay, sorry, this is too small, but to be able to adjust your processes, your tasks, your workflows to the agent, we cannot use the agent fully autonomously, right? To say, hey, here's the data, bye-bye, and try to figure out what to do. It has no borders. So we are calling it situation engine, situations. Situations means it's a description, it's a human-oriented description. Everybody can write this in some sense. And you can help the agent with the borders, and you can say, I want to do this and this. If I may suggest you, I would follow those steps. And that's it. You don't need to draw, sorry guys, in Make or Zapier or you don't need to have the expertise. You just use the natural language to express your needs, your task, your workflow, and the agent will take it and run it, hopefully correctly. It's a beta still. For this, and we are infrastructure people. We are building the infrastructure for your future autonomous agents. We are having this agent as a demonstrator of capabilities of those autonomous systems, focusing now on sales, so it will be relevant in sales and it will work in sales. But we don't have the domain expertise as you do. That's why we start with partnerships, actually. Here in Czech Republic, we have Tabidu. They are experts. They build a Airtable-like system engine for ERPs, and they enable this for AI, meaning for those systems. Melioro, they're specialists for AIs. Necorporate, ERP specialist, AI-first company, actually also very interesting, and Idel. I have 5 seconds of, out of 5 seconds, sorry. I have here an offer. So if somebody came 2 years ago from ChatGPT, from OpenAI, and say, hey, Radek, buy this, be our first user, and you will never pay monthly fee, just if you pay something on the front, I will do it immediately, if I understand what ChatGPT is, right? So here, guys, if you want, we have a forever first plan, $80 one time. You will never pay a monthly fee for using Superface. Here is an URL address. So if you want to just make a screenshot of this, make a picture, go. We just need your email address. We will come back to you. We will give you this not published yet agent, and you can start play with situations we've already did. Thank you very much. Thank you for having me here. My name is Radek Novotny from Superface, and I presented to you how maybe the AI agent will end the software as we know it. Thank you.